It's very painful because breaking heart is getting easy. I can tell you, breaking heart is not easy. From the story you just shared, did you leave the guy or you tried to make amends?
The funny part was I was begging. I was just begging. Yeah, I was just begging because this guy, he was dear to my heart. So I was just begging him to leave the girl, not knowing I was just fooling myself.
Don't worry about that. Day. We all beg. So I think it's something natural. It's something natural. We all beg. Uh,
Build different trust. See if it's going to help because it's just like giving birth. When you come back, you'll be like, when you are there, you'll be like, when I come back, I will not do it again. When I come, I will not do it again. But the moment you leave the hospital and come back, it will be a different thing, and you just forget about it.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Tables with Fee. I'm your regular host, Fifi Edu, and I have a beautiful, amazing personality in the studio today. She's the CEO of Heavy Bites. She's into making of pastries, local bar, cakes, and I can tell you the cake because I've tasted the cake. I actually bought it for my mom, and then my mom, up to now, would ask me, remember my birthday next year, remember to go and do the cake from the same person. And so I can attest to that. She's a hardworking woman, and her name is Patricia Minsan. She's located around Bujumbura in Kaswa. Today, she's in the studio to talk about building trust in relationship and finding love again. Miss Patricia, welcome to the studios.
Thank you.
So, um, we are going to talk about this huge, difficult topic. And the first question I want to ask you is, what comes to your mind when you hear people talking about trust and love?
Trust and love. What comes in my mind?
Yes.
What comes in my first thing? Um, are you asking about if same person are talking about trust and love?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So I would say it depends on their experience. Yes, that's why maybe they are talking about that. But for me, I would say, should I explain or?
Oh, please do well.
So for me, I would say trust and love goes on the same way. Because without trust, you cannot love. Because I don't see anywhere that there is love and there is no trust. So it works the same. Yeah.
So, would you say that your definition about trust, since you're saying trust and love go hand in hand, would you say that your definition about trust over the years have changed?
Not really. It depends on people you've trusted and how this world is. Right now, you can't really trust people most. But then I can say it depends on people that you trust. The meaning of trust to me is if it's in a relationship, let me put it that way.
Sure.
So if it's in a relationship, the two of you, let's say the man and then the woman, if you are to build trust, it's not something that it will come just easy like that. It is constantly something that will be appearing, and some other ways it's the way you see things, then the way it happens in front of you, and the way your, let's say, your partner um act towards you. Like let me put for example, I've met a young man and then I said it's not really that we are into relationship. We just met and then we are, let's say we are studying ourselves.
Okay.
And here comes we are building a trust in the relationship. And then if I'm to call you at night, let's say 11 something and your phone will be busy. The number you are calling is busy. How will this trust come in? You see, so and some things like you be like, I'm going to work by 5 p.m. Maybe by 5 p.m. I'll wake up, I'll go to work early in the morning. Then later on, you see this man passing by, he didn't go to work. So where would the trust come in? So building trust is long way. So the reason why I was saying earlier that love goes with trust. If I'm seeing all this, there is no way that the love will come in. So we are just taking ourselves. And these things, you are saying things that you are not doing, or you are saying things that I'm not seeing that you are doing, like you are probably doing what you said. So there is no way there will be a trust. And there is no way that I'll feel like, oh, I'm safe here. So the love will not come from anywhere.
Okay, so that means you build trust to fall in love.
Yes, that's
So
my opinion about
that's
it.
your opinion, and
Yeah.
I think there is no one way road to falling in love. So I think viewers out there, she's also single. Are you?
No, please.
She says she's not single, so she's off the market. But then I think you've done a good job about at least sharing something that pertains to your side. So if someone comes to you, meets you, and in a way expresses interest in you, the person would not just have to speak, but will have to follow with an action. So that is how building trust is or happens for you.
Yeah.
That I think it's very good. So has has any past experience shaped the way you are thinking now?
I would say based on my past experience. Yeah.
Okay. So can you share some of the past experience with us?
Alright, so I will take it back from 2020 where I met this young man, and then we were in the same company, but he was at the office side and I was casual work. You see. So we were just there, and this guy says, "Oh, he likes me and all that." So we talk about it, and then we proceed from there. So we were there, and then I was at I was here in camp here.
Okay.
So I was supposed to go to work early in the morning every day, like every day except Sundays that we don't go to work. So he was also around, and I said, "Oh, so why don't you let me come to your place? Then I'll go back home weekend. So I will spend the weekdays there, and I'll work so that I will not pay transportation and all that." And he said, "Oh, that's nice." And then I went there. So that is when I got to realize that he was not speaking the truth. As he said, he likes me. Yeah. So then I was just there. This guy just come inside, and after work, he was at night shift. Then I'm on day shift. So I'll go to work, then I'll come back home. Let's say I'm on day, so I'll come on in the evening, and then you come on the daytime. So probably we meet just like second then.
Okay.
So he just come home, and then the days that he's not supposed to go early, you just pick his dress on his shoulders and then go out. Which kind of attitude is this one? Not knowing he's having a girl outside who he's protecting the girl, not for me to see and all that. So one day we were there, and he said I should iron his dress. He's going somewhere, and I ironed the dress. I was just around his phone. So when I was ironing the dress, I saw some call, and then I just looked at the number that he's calling. And then it was some girl, I can't mention the name here.
Sure.
So I said, "Oh, really?" with love emojis. So me, when I'm with you and you save people's number with love emojis, they're trouble. Trouble. So he saved the number, he was laughing, so I couldn't tell him that, oh, someone is calling. Then after that, he went. Then when he came back, I asked him of it. He said, no, hey, nobody is there, and blah, blah, blah. So my time ended there, and I have to go back to where I come from, which is here. And I went. So later on, someone told me that he saw the same girl. He has saved the name the same as they call the girl. So
Okay.
that is it. So the girl mentioned that, oh, blah 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 was with your guy, and I said, okay. The girl showed me pictures. I said I don't believe it unless I see with my own eyes. I went to the house and these people were just there. Just as I left in the evening, they were there enjoying. So this is how come I don't really trust, but then I would say it's with the people that we meet, because some people they don't really say the truth. They are not truthful at all. But they will pretend in a way for you to just you say they are good, but they have their own ways of doing it. So in my own image or something like that, I would say based on your acts that I would believe that I trust you, or I would say I'm building love in this. If I don't see the actions, this talk will not help. The talk of men today, blah blah blah, it will not help. So unless I see the actions before.
Wow, this is interesting. So it's not that you have little faith in people or in men, but to protect your own heart, you have to. I think there is something honest in what you just said, because trust isn't just emotional. It's very exhausting to put your faith in somebody, and you are always look, having to have to look behind your back to see if the person is keeping your heart safe. Just when you think about opening your hearts to somebody, then they fail you, and it's very painful, because breaking heart is very easy. I can tell you, breaking heart is not easy, and for some people, the story doesn't end with that loss. It becomes the beginning of something new. So then you lose the person that you thought was going to be your last person. At what point do you decide that this one day it will not work? Or did you from the story you just shared, did you leave the guy, or you tried to make amends?
The funny part was I was begging. Oh. I was just begging. Yeah, I was just begging because this guy, he was dear to my heart. So I was just begging him to leave the girl, not knowing I was just fooling myself. These people, it was, I can't get it no more.
Really?
Yes, and I don't know how all of a sudden it didn't come on. So I just sit down, think of it that he's not going to help me. But it was hard. I tried. And then I forgot about it. And the reason why I got it to just forget about him was because he's far from me. But if he was close, could have been difficult.
Difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when trust is broken, what usually hurts more is the betrayal itself, but often too it is the loss of safety, because from what you're saying, at least staying in his place would cut off the stress and the finance you have to put in to go to work every now and then, because not only were you going to save money from transportation, but at least you would save yourself the stress of everyday boarding kind and going through
Yeah.
at least for 5 days. So I think um, don't worry about that day. We all beg. So I think it's something natural. It's something natural. We all beg. Uh, so let's. How do you know when it's not worth trying again, and when it's time to let go? Because I'm curious, despite the fact that you saw them red handed, you still begged. At what point in time did you decide that this is not worth me fighting for it?
Because he was not giving back energy. As I was saying, you that I've caught you, you will not even say, "Oh, sorry," or "I was the one begging." So I just sit down one day, think of it, and then I saw that I'm just fooling myself. So I have to let go. That is it.
You have to let go.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that love again didn't start with another person, it started with you. Because you really would have to find yourself and realize that it is you needed to have your own peace of mind.
Yeah.
Someone you were deeply in love with is also deeply in love with another person, and then you realize that the person they are dating behind you, they are even planning to marry, and you still went ahead to beg. I think you were acting in a way that you were brokenhearted. So you were acting. I mean, maybe you had invested. For instance, before you saw the call, you were ironing. So at least you had put in some work. You didn't want that work to go waste. I think that is something that makes us all feel sad when we go through brokenhearted, and then sometimes you want to cry because you realize you put in some work. I mean, manual work, using your body. Sometimes you put in emotional work because you'll be somewhere else and you are thinking about this person that you are dating. You also put in the financial aspect. Being a lady, I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
You have to go to work, come back, and then you have to cook and all that. So I understand it is not easy when you find them disappointing you. Quickly, it flashes back, your memory flashes back all the beautiful moments you spent together and all the things that you've done that you expect should have helped the person stay faithful to you. Now they are not faithful. The thing that I want to ask, or the question I want to ask right now is, after heartbreak, what is the hardest part about opening your heart again? Was it easy falling in love again, or was it hard, or you were going like, me call this person, be bubu makuma na say, at least there will be that fear, there will be that um, caution, because you've gone through heartbreak. You don't want to go through another one again. You've experienced mistrust. You don't want another person to misuse your heart again. But then the person that is approaching you, you have no idea of knowing whether they are going to keep your heart, hold your heart like an egg, or they are going to pretend like they are holding and then they will drop you somewhere else. So prior to falling in love again, was it easy or was it hard?
It wasn't easy, but then you have to. After heartbreak, you don't just go into a relationship just like that. You don't just enter into a relationship. No, it will not help because you're going to put all the blames on the different person that you're going to meet. It will be like it's the same person you're shifting everything to. So you just have to get time for yourself, and then you sit down and think of, was the fault from you? Because sometimes the faults are from some of us that we may think is the person that is a cheater, or the person doesn't want you, or he doesn't love you. But if you sit down and think of it, sometimes it's also from us, or maybe we are not meant to be. If you are not meant to be, there is no way it's going to stand. So you just sit down and think of it, that was I doing anything bad, or me pepe, am I okay that I have to go into a relationship again or something like that. So you just sit down, give yourself some time, and then after that, you when you get any person at all, you just have to build different trust, see if it's going to help, because it's just like giving birth. When you come back, you'll be like, when you are there, you'll be like, when I come back, I will not do it again. When I come, I will not do it again. But the moment you leave the hospital and come back, it will be a different thing, and you just forget about it. You just forget about everything that happened there. You are now coming to build a different something else. You'll be doing it again. So that is it. So when you are from that side, the bad side of it, don't just come and sit down and be cursing the person. Say, now maybe it's your car and all that. Just come and then you sit down and think of it. If the faults, some of the faults are from you, or if you sit down, you check and you see that, oh, everything is okay, then you think of it. Are we meant to be, or if you are not meant to be, that is it. You guys are going to separate, and you thank God that it's early before, else you might die in the relationship and kasa na they will be like break up and abibisa. Ebi kura nka better my dear I shoot because you are not meant to be. Something has to happen, then you people will go apart. So that is it. You calm down and sit, think of it, and then you find different person. People are out there giving their new partners brain, and then they are forcing them into such things that, let me give you an example. Like a friend of mine got someone from outside, and then the person came all the way from outside to spend time with her, and then this guy is forcing my friend to give her phone. And the guy from outside is telling my friend that his ex has done something to him and blah blah blah. So he's treating the new one as if she was the one that gave her all this broken heart thing. But that is not it. So I was telling my friend that he has to let go of the boy because he hasn't getting this thing.
Over the first guy.
Yes, the first lady. So you have to sit down, think of it, and then you see that, oh, right now I can go into a relationship. You just forget about everything and then try that if it's going to work. Because we don't know who you are going to marry. If Nyankopɔn fish buy and say who they differ, we are okay. But right now we don't know, we are just passing through. So then they said, the pastor said we shouldn't give ourselves to the guys as in when we are in relationship, but yeah, fine, no? So if you go and then something happens, just know that we are not meant to be, and then no more share one. So you just sit down and think of it, if you are good or you are not. Somewhere, somehow, some of us, we don't have brain to be in relationship.
Talk to
Yes,
me.
we don't have brain to be in relationship. So you just sit down and think of it, that am I good to go? Because starting from the scratch, it'd be like someone like this boy, you have to prepare him for the relationship. You don't just go inside. So if you say you are with him, he's asking for a phone, you just give it to him. Or if you cannot do all these things that he's saying you should do, you just let go of him, so that he also go and sit down and think of and see that, oh, this is not the lady that did this to me, so I have to be fine with her, I have to be cool with her, and just see that if it's going to help me. If not, then I go away. So this thing we are talking about, building trust again in relationship, or how it is, you just sit down. Sometimes the faults are from you too, not from only the bad ones, or let's say that's how I'll put them. So not only from the bad ones, you sit down and see if you are meant to be or you are not, and then your character, your behavior, if you are good to go with it. So that is it.
I'm loving what you're saying because what you're trying to tell me, or what I'm trying to take from this, is that oftentimes we are pushing ourselves on people, that it's that we are forcing people to stay in relationship with us, when from the creator's own perspective, you and I are not supposed to be, and we are forcing ourselves. So if that happens, that means no matter what you do, it will not work. It might be cozy, like you might be happy right now in the relationship, but it will not end in, if marriage is what you're looking for, it will not end in marriage. So how do you know this is the right person for me?